Well, it's
And
so different than when you last saw us, right? We were quite stressed out right before all of this was going on. And it is 3 weeks tomorrow that she had her surgery.
incredible. And so I want to ask you, I would imagine it would be very difficult for you guys to have unwrapped a gift Christmas morning underneath the tree that was any more special or treasured or appreciated than the gift that you have received this holiday.
So much to be thankful for this holiday season. I mean, it's from obviously, finding the perfect donor for Maya, and all the support and positive vibes. Maya's school, Shattuckon Elementary School in Clifton Park, has been incredibly supportive, and all the teachers and classmates sending Maya notes and videos. It's been awesome.
Absolutely. So, Maya, how are you doing physically and emotionally? This is a new world for a 10-year-old to have gone through, right?
Yeah,
How do you feel?
good.
Yeah, yeah. Tell Dan, right? How's your body feeling?
My body's feeling good.
She's
Those are
doing
such
great.
wonderful words to hear. Do you feel any different now than you did 3 weeks ago?
Um,
You don't feel any different? Does your body feel have like you have more energy in the morning? You were saying you wake up and you feel like you have more energy. Is that true? Yeah. Tell Dan what your body feels like.
My body feels like that it has a lot of energy.
And what do
I
you do
wish
with all
I
that energy? What do you do with all that energy with the VR?
I scream.
She screams playing her VR with her friends at home, which she's doing that on a daily basis.
That's a very, very good sign. I wish I could wake up every morning with as much energy as you have.
Yeah, it's just a blessing, Dan. It's she's doing so great on a daily basis. We see her energy better. We see her. She's been taken off some of the meds that she was on in the very beginning, which is huge for a transplant patient to be taken off medicine so quickly. Her body's reacting really great to all the anti-rejection meds. So we feel so incredibly blessed.
And Maya, I'm wondering if there's anything you couldn't do before your surgery that now you will be able to do that you have been looking forward to doing.
What do you feel?
Eating chocolate.
Eating chocolate? You have
Yeah.
exquisite taste.
She has had chocolate, I think, every day. The nurses gave her chocolate the day after her transplant. The first thing they asked her was, "What do you want to eat, Maya?" And what did you tell them?
Chocolate.
And I know everybody is giving you as much chocolate as you want.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Deserve it. So I'm wondering how much longer is the recovery period, and what are the most encouraging milestones that you've seen or experienced since the past 3 weeks?
Hmm. Well, we're here in Boston. We have clinic every Tuesday and Friday for the next through 4 weeks. And so instead of driving back and forth to New York, we decided that we were just going to stick around here, closer to the hospital, and almost just kind of quarantine ourselves too. Her immune system is incredibly sensitive right now, and in order to not have any sort of rejection from her new organ, it's best to keep any kind of infection out of the way. So we're not really traveling around big crowds or anything. Anytime Jim and I have to go out, we're wearing masks, and so we're keeping ourselves insulated here and having sort of a staycation in Boston for the next 6 weeks.
Much better than being in Buffalo.
Yes, it is. And
Yeah.
also thankful that we're in and out of the hospital in the morning when we go for her clinics because the flu, COVID, and RSV are rampant here at the hospital. I mean, at Boston Children's Hospital, they're filled up again with RSV and COVID with kids. So we are literally in and out as quickly as we can get in. They've given us a little pass, which is for all transplant patients, so they get priority once they walk right into the hospital. We are taken right immediately into a room so that we're away from the general public, so that she, with as questionable as her health is right now, with the transplant, we are taken as first class. So we feel really thankful for the care we're getting here in Boston.
Indeed, but
Yeah.
a reminder that there are risks out there in the world for many of us.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And as far as milestones are concerned, we were pretty well educated with the transplant team as far as the medications that she would have to take pre-surgery and post, and we're already weaning down from a lot of medications, which is an indication that the kidney's doing really, really well, and her body is not fully rejecting it. So, like Jim said earlier, we're using less medication now than we were before transplant. So, and steroids being one of the medications that we do not have to take is a huge milestone for us.
Just sounds so encouraging. What is it that any of you want to say about the unselfishness, the heroism, the willingness of another human being to come to the rescue of a little girl who was in such a dire situation?
We've tried to wrap our brains around how important it is and the gravity of it. And our donor is incredible. She is very near and dear to us. She's a family member who we will be forever grateful. There's not enough words to put into what she has done and what she has given to Maya. They've had a really amazing relationship from the very beginning of life. Since the day we adopted Maya, they've had this bond that we realize, in thinking in hindsight, perhaps that's why she was sent to our family. Maybe that's what the greater mission and the greater purpose of our adopting Maya was, that, we were here because of the donor that might be needed somewhere down the line.
What word best describes the donor? Angel, saint, hero, mensch? Is there another word?
I think all of those things.
Selfless, just and a true, humble, giving human being that didn't want any kind of recognition, doesn't want her name blasted all over Facebook or anything. She's like, guys, this is not a big deal. I love her, and it was automatic in me wanting to help. So it wasn't even a second thought to her. She
was the very first person, Dan, that said to us when we found out we were at Boston, we were at Albany Medical Center, and we were first diagnosed. And she said, before we knew anything, where do I go? What do I do? What do I have to do? And then we didn't even know at that point what blood type we might need. And then to find out that it was, as the doctors called it here, the surgeon said to us the other day when Maya took off the strips around her incision, she said, you know what, you couldn't have asked for a more perfect kidney for someone her size and her age. It is perfect.
Such a heartwarming story that there are other people out there that we share the planet with who, in Tony's words, it was no big deal to her, but it's a big deal.
Yeah. And not just, obviously for her, because she is, the donor that we connected with, and it's a great match, but the support that so many others saying, how can I help? Where do I register? How can I find out my blood type to see if I'm even a match? Mm-hmm. And so just the awareness that was brought, not just to our family, but just to the people around us, that there's so many other little Mayas and adults that need donors, living donors, especially. So it's incredibly, it's humbling, it's blessing, and we're trying to wrap our brains around, how do we pay this forward? How do we make this mission in our lives, mean something else to others too, because we couldn't have done it without the help and support.
Well, knowing the creativity that you possess, I know you will come up with something.
We'll try.
We're going to try.
We'll try. We hope to be a sponsor or to help another family that might have a child or an adult going through this, to help navigate this process, because it is a daunting process. And we were blessed to have a local family from Glens Falls who their daughter was 17. She had a kidney transplant last May, and she reached out to us because she saw your story. She reached out to us through Facebook, and she helped guide us and give us the positive reinforcement we needed, because we had never known a child that has gone through anything like this. So it was really comforting. And because she saw your coverage, she reached out to us. It was great.
Yet another blessing. And will Maya need follow-up surgery, or I'm sorry, follow-up care in the future?
Yeah, so we for the next year we'll have to have at least monthly in-person visits here at Boston. But we've got a great team at Albany Med, Dr. Listman, who works a lot with Boston Children's Hospital. So we'll have our nephrologist there at home, and then we'll do our either virtual or in person. But lab work, blood work, that's going to be a constant for quite some time, and that'll let us know exactly where we are. But yeah, we'll constant monitoring always. You know, keeping her diet in mind, our our medications, which Maya is totally aware of and knows what she has to take, is we traded a sort of deadly disease for a chronic disease, and knowing that gravity and the weight that comes with that comes a lot of responsibility too, and that puts it on the recipient. And Maya is totally on board to watch her care and drink her water. We have to drink a lot of water now.
A lot. But she's very happy because within all they want is the liquid and the fluid coming in. So within that, she can have soda once again. So she's very happy to have soda, which is your favorite, right? She had some for breakfast this morning. We're such good parents.
I won't tell. Maya, what are you going to do if the world runs out of chocolate?
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
Imagine no more chocolate.
You're gonna learn to make chocolate yourself?
A world without chocolate is like a day without sunshine, right?
It sure is, Dan. I don't know what we would do without chocolate. It's gotten us through too. We're about 4 blocks from a cheesecake factory, so we are literally almost daily stopping to get her a piece of chocolate cheesecake. What are you going to tell them?
So when we were asking about how we're going to pay it forward, what we're going to do, I think Maya said something the other day that is kind of inspirational too about what she wants to do. Oh, tell me. Remember we were talking to the nurse? She said, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And you said,
A doctor.
You will become a wonderful doctor, I know. Who specializes in kidney disease?
in helping her.
Well, who do you want to help with become a doctor?
Who do you want to take care of when you're a doctor?
Kids.
That's so heartwarming, and I'm not surprised because you were a very impressive young woman. And I'm so delighted to know you, and I'm so blessed to be able to talk to you and see the three of you happily together.
Thank you. We
so
feel
much.
like all of our Christmas blessings have been answered. Like you said in the beginning, there's nothing that we could have opened that would have given us more joy than just to see her face on Christmas morning was a true joy. And tell Dan, with all the excitement that you have, tell him what you got for Christmas.
A phone.
You got your very first cell phone?
Yeah. Oh, yes. She got an iPhone.
That is a milestone in any young lady's life.
Yes, she did. She's very happy, right? Do you like it? Yeah.
I think the fact that my kids had phones when they were teenagers contributed to the gray hairs that I have developed.
Or my loss of hair at this point.
Well,
It's
maybe.
just worse. It's just going to get worse now that she has a phone. She's FaceTiming with her friends and her cousins and her aunts. It's awesome.
I'll bet you look forward to the day that you're back together with your classmates, Maya. Am I correct? Have they reached out to you during your stay in Boston?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What did they send you?
A video.
They sent
Ah,
her a video of all of them. We'll forward it to you, Dan, because it's quite heartwarming from the entire school. She's not
I'll
really a
bet.
morning person, so we're trying to get her to be. She was more excited about putting her outfit on because she has her transplant strong T-shirt.
Just open up so you can see it. So you can see it there.
Transplant tough. You sure are.
She really is. She's
You
amazing.
sure are. Terrific. Hey, thank you so much for taking the time. More importantly, continued speedy and full recovery
Thank
to
you.
all of you.
Yeah, thanks,
And
Dan.
have a
Thank you.
very,
Thanks,
very
Dan.
happy New Year.
You as well. Thank you so much for all of this. This has been so great. You've been such a great cheerleader. We really appreciate it.
Well, it's important for Maya and for any other family that's going through this. So you're inspiring so many people. So thank you for that.
We hope so, Dan.
Thanks,
Thank
Dan.
you so
I
much.
hope to see you soon in person. Be well.
Thank
Take
you.
care. Happy New Year.
New Year.
Bye bye.
New Year to you. Bye bye.